Hey guys, it's Kelsey and I'm playing along today with Crystal's Off the Board with Pineapple Papers YouTube hop. So I mentioned last month that she is doing a layout a day this month, all month long for the month of July, using her Pinterest board as inspiration for her scrapbook layouts, which is awesome. And she has scrappy friends playing along every day with her this month. I've committed to every Monday, so this is my first Monday playing along this month, and I am using my One Canoe 2's Twilight collection. This is actually the first layout I'm making with this collection. I don't know if the first one you're seeing, but I am doing a double page spread, which I don't do that often. And I just thought, I saw the pin and the colors reminded me of this collection, and it had the same number of photos as I was trying to use. And I really like the paper layers, even though it's not something I really consider my style. So I thought it would be really fun to do. So I'm really trying to do the sketch. Literally, there's even like red and or pink and blue florals on either side, and I'm using my pink and blue florals in the same spot. And I'm really going with some bold papers. When I think of this Twilight collection, I really think of soft, pretty pastels, light corals, light blues, but there are some really bold pattern papers in this collection, especially in this project pad, because they really play around with switching up some of the colors from the original collection. So I pulled out one of the solid cardstocks from the project pad, as well as this really bold coral and blue floral, and I'm just trying to piece together my two 12 by 12s. I pretty much cut both of them in, I think it's like on the one of the third lines. So 2/3 of one page is going to be the floral and 2/3 of the other is going to be the coral. And it's just going to line up in the middle like that, so it looks like one big page. And I really like the design. This is for Bennett's baby album. This is his 10-month update. You guys, he's almost 2. He turns 2 in September, and I have got to finish his 1-year baby album. So hopefully this month I will finish his baby album for him, so you'll get to see a lot of his photos. He's my nephew, for anyone who's new and doesn't know. And me being the scrapbooker has been put in charge of his baby albums, and I'm slacking, so I need to get through them. So I do really love these two pattern papers. Well, I guess the one is a colored cardstock, but I really like those colors for the backgrounds, and I'm trying to pull in some complementary papers for the other layers. And I really wanted to stick to the two-tone coral and blue color scheme, so I have this marble paper. This is from the original Twilight collection, not the project pad, and I figured that would be a really nice, subtle, but interesting pattern paper, I guess, for the banner that has to go across both pages on the bottom. So I'm cutting 2 pieces of that to cut into a banner to be the long horizontal element that really connects these 2 pages. So I'm just getting that trimmed up right now. And then you can barely see it in the corner, upper left-hand corner, but that really light blue and white houndstooth will be the vertical chunk of paper behind both of the photos from the sketch. So I'm just getting that to down really quick. This comes together really fast because I'm following a sketch. I know what to do. The biggest thing was just picking out which pattern papers to put together. But this part, as far as making the actual page, is really, really quick until I need to get to embellishment, because that's the only thing I really kind of changed, because I was trying to pull from the cut apart sheets, the sticker sheets, and the rub-ons all at once, because again, this is the first project I'm making with this collection, and I really like digging into all the little bits and pieces when I get a new collection to play with. So here's that houndstooth layer that I'm trying to get down. This will go on both sides. This sketch is one of those that's very symmetrical. It's almost like both sides are kind of mirror images of each other with just like small little details that are different, and I think it's a really cool look. So I'm really pleased with how it came out. And I'm so happy I just got to dig into this collection. So yeah, I'm going to get those down. I have this one, I think 5x7 larger photo on the left here of Bennett just playing in the grass, and then 2 4x6s on the right there of him in this watering can. These were actually taken in Minnesota during our family reunion last year, and he turned 10 months while we were there, so Becca got some really cute photos here at the church where we had our family reunion at the community center, so they turned out really sweet. And I thought the coral in the background really went well with the kind of orangey peachy tone of his skin and his t-shirt. So I thought that went really well. But I'm going to get all of these pieces glued down. I did think a little bit about if I wanted to gut or not, but I just it gave me a headache trying to figure out how to gut all these different papers. And in the end, I was like, I actually have a big project pad to use this month, as well as almost every sheet of the original collection. So I have plenty of papers to pull from. I'm not worried about running out. So I actually didn't gut anything on this page. But I did save a couple scraps of a couple of these pieces that you'll see on future layouts. But I'm just trying to get the sketch part down, which I think we're almost there as far as the paper layers and the photo positioning, and then I get to just play around with some embellishment. There is a large embellishment section to the left of the large photo on the left page, and then there's also some embellishment to the right of the photo on the right page. So I definitely will have spots in both of those areas, but I didn't want it to just be there. And in the sketch, they're kind of blocky areas of embellishment, and I wanted to make sure I had some interesting shapes pulled in, just because there's a lot of square and corner layers in here, and so I wanted to throw in some round embellishments and layers just so it was a little more interesting. So you'll see that in a minute too, once I glue all of this down. And yep, gotta get all the glue off. I'm trying to think about what I do next. I can't wait so you guys see the rub-ons that come in this collection. The rub-on, okay, I am not a rub-on person, for one. They scare me. I always feel like I'm gonna mess them up. I feel like they're gonna expire before I can use them. And I don't know. I'm not a rub-on person, but I did get the rub-ons that came in the Twilight collection, and they are the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I wasn't expecting how they would look, but when I applied them to my paper, they are absolutely gorgeous. It looks like you did mink foiling on your page. That's how intense they are. I have never seen rub-ons this beautiful. And so I can't wait till I get to that stage, because they really, really look great. And especially in the rub-on and the close-ups, if you look at the rub-ons, you can really see how beautiful they turn out. But oh my gosh, I love them, and I'm so happy I got the rub-on pack for this collection, because it just looked so nice in the end. So yeah, going through the ephemera, I think this is the cut-aparts. I just went ahead and cut apart all 3 cut-apart sheets that came in the collection, so I had them ready to use, because I have the 12x12 sticker sheet that comes in the project pad, but other than that, I don't have any ephemera. So I really wanted to use all these cut-apart sheets for layering and stuff. So I'm just going through and picking out whatever sentiments and colors coordinate with this collection. I really did like this Take It Easy light blue bicycle, but it was just kind of too big for where I wanted it, and I also needed to do a good bit of journaling on this page, and I decided to swap out that bicycle for a journaling piece instead. The journaling piece also has a dark blue pattern paper on it, and I decided, because I don't really have any dark blue inside of the page, it's really just that floral on the outer edges, I decided I'd want to pull in that darker blue instead of emphasizing this light blue that's already in the middle of the page. So I thought about using this piece here. It was just a little bit too big. I couldn't get it to work, but there is a smaller cut apart journaling piece that has the same design on it. So that's what I end up going with, and you'll see that in a minute. And then I end up doing my journaling in a Stampin' Write pen in the color Poppy Parade, which matches this dark, bright coral perfectly. So I really wanted to pull that in as my journaling to get some color in there. But yeah, a lot of this is just hemming and hawing about which piece I wanted, but now that I have that little journaling piece, I'm like, yep, that looks good. I want to pull that dark blue into some other areas. And here I'm playing with which pen I want to use. I almost used the color Bordering Blue, which is the perfect match for this periwinkle blue that's in this houndstooth. And so I am keeping these 2 colored pens out for this whole month, because both of them match this collection really, really well. But because the cut apart itself was already blue, I thought it would look nicer having the contrasting bright coral as the journaling color instead. So I do just go through and try and figure out which pen I want. But yeah, in the end, I decide I want the poppy color. And it just says, and this is verbatim just what my sister wrote on Facebook about his 10-month update. All his update papers or pages, I'm literally writing what she wrote as his update. So it's more from her. But it says our sweet boy is 10 months old today. Bennett has 5 teeth and is working on 3 more currently. He's an expert crawler, but is gaining more confidence. So hopefully we will have a walking update soon. Every food is his favorite, as he's clearly not too picky. Bennett still loves all animals, and laughing is his favorite pastime. And then I just did the date because I had a little open space at the bottom where my journaling didn't go all the way to the end. So I just added the date. I think that's all the journaling I do. And then I will do a title as well. And then I will end up pulling in some more embellishment that has a couple more sentiments on it. But I really just wanted to get what she wrote on Facebook for this update documented on this page. So it's just taking me a minute to get all of that down. We had some like AT&T guys come over to fix our internet connection while I was making this page. So I was super distracted while I was making it because they kept coming over to ask questions and chat and stuff. Marcus was home so he was the one dealing with them. I wasn't like ignoring them and scrapbooking, but they had some questions. So I got a little distracted. So it's taking me forever to write this piece because they were chatting as I was writing, and I was really paranoid I was going to start writing what they were saying instead of what I was meaning to write. So we got through it. I didn't mess it up, I don't think. Sometimes you find typos at the end and you guys let me know, so I appreciate that. But I'm pretty sure that one's good. So I'm just trimming the blue from the right side of that journaling that's going to be covered by the photos, so I can use that color and that pattern on the other side of the page, so that's balanced across the 2-page spread. So you can see I'm just tucking it into the right side of the photo there on the opposite page, just so that's a little bit more balanced. I do end up moving that a little bit, but for right now I'm thinking that's where it's going to go. But I do need a better embellishment section over there. So you can see I just decided to pull in this tag here that says Sweet and Simple. And after I pull that over there, I decide to bump that little blue scrap to the outer corner of the houndstooth pattern. And I think that looks better. It kind of gives it more breathing room for that embellishment cluster that I'm going to be pulling in. And here you can see the project pad. I'm just going to go ahead and pull out the sticker sheet and the alphabet sheet so I can have them next to me without having to have the entire book next to me. So it'll just be easier all month long for me to use it that way. So I'm just trying to tear those out really quick. But I do want to do my title with this alphabet, and then I definitely want to get a couple stickers from the sticker sheet on here as well. I'm going to try really hard to use the sticker sheet on every page this month because that's pretty much my source of embellishment other than the cut aparts. I did grab the paper clips and the little epoxy wood buttons from this collection too. But I actually don't think I use either of those on this page because I'm really trying to focus on the sticker sheets and using the rub-ons. I'm really proud of the rub-ons. Again, you'll see in a minute. You'll understand why I keep going on about them. They are so pretty. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and get the title down. I'm just calling it 10 months. I like that because I could get some numbers used up because I always have numbers left over. And then in months, of course, just has one letter of everything, so I'm not using multiple letters on one title. So I'm happy about that, as well as using some punctuation. I'm using my little exclamation point there, but I like that because I get some gold and some interest down on this big banner down here, and that gives me not really permission, but an opening to add a bunch more gold elements. Oh, it's thundering. Can you guys hear that in the background? It's thundering really loud right now. But yeah, so after I add this title, I'm going to go back and add a whole bunch of gold things, which is why I decided to pull in the rub-ons because, again, they are gold. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to trim up the ones from the cut apart sheet that I want to use. The first one is this row of X's. I just thought it would be a really nice, pretty detail to have in a couple areas to bring the gold from the title into some other spots. So I'm going to run a piece of the X's on both parts of the upper part of the blue houndstooth on the peach background. And I have one X left over because I really didn't need it with how I spaced it. So I did do the rub-on the little teapot on the journaling piece just so the gold was down there too. But once I did this rub-on, you guys, it just looked so beautiful. I had to do another one. So I really love the way the X's look on on the sheet. And yeah, so I'm so excited about them. They look so good. But yeah, you can see I had one left over, so it's just going down there by the teapot. But these rub-ons will go over anything. They show up so good. You can put them on any kind of dark paper, pattern paper, and they will show up so well. But since I did pull in this blue pattern paper from the journaling piece, I wanted one other area of that darker blue pattern with the X's on it. So I had this cut apart piece with the same pattern. I'm just going to tuck that on top of that top photo. And I tried to get one of those paper clips on here, but it just looked out of place. It just didn't look like it really belonged. So I ended up pulling it off. I'll use it at some point this month, I'm sure. But yeah, I couldn't get away from the rub-ons. I really wanted to use another one. So I'm just putting this little love rub-on on the top of this photo. Just there's a little bit more gold up there. I think that helps balance the title even more because now I have this gold word sentiment on the left page since I have the gold title on the right. But look how bright it shines in the light. It is so beautiful and it just looks so good. I can't wait till the close-ups so you guys can really see how those rub-ons look, but I'm just so pleased. These stickers are very, very thin, so I am going to back it on some white scrap piece of paper and fussy cut it just so it's a little bit more substantial. If you have the hashtag sticker books, it's that thinness, so they're not like cardstock sticker stock. They're really thin, so I think I'll do this a lot too, where I just back them on white so it's a little bit more like an ephemera piece instead of a thin sticker. It wouldn't bother me if it was going to go over one single layer of paper, but I do want this piece hanging over the photo and didn't want you to be able to see all the seams from the lines of the pattern papers behind it, if that makes sense. So that's where it ends up going. But I think that's really cute. I like how that brings some of the coral into the papers and the photos. So it just says "Your Peach," which I think is extra cute because we're from Georgia and like Georgia peaches are a thing. Like that's our fruit, our state fruit, I guess. Like the license plates all have peaches on them. So I just think like we're in Minnesota for this photo, but just saying like "You're a peach" because you're from Georgia, even though we're at our family reunion in Minnesota. I don't know. I just got a tickle out of it, so I wanted to mention it. That I really like how there's this subtle double meaning behind that. And I really like that there was a peach in this collection because I didn't even know there were peaches in the Twilight collection, and there are. So that kind of makes me extra happy since we're from Georgia. But here's what I'm talking about, where there's a lot of corners on this page, a lot of angles and straight lines. So I wanted to get some more organically flowing design elements on here. So the peach helps. And now I'm just adding in one of these little doilies that Ronnie sent me. I'm going to put those in two separate areas, but I really like how that white doily looks behind these two embellishment clusters. It adds just enough of a little detail to kind of soften these corners and give another extra layer to the clusters. And then because I did like the gold so much, I'm trying to pull in a couple more gold elements. So I do pull in two gold word stickers from the sticker sheet. One says happiness, the other says adventure. And then there are also a whole bunch of hearts on the sticker sheet that I will definitely use all of this month. And so I did just pop a couple of those in each cluster as well. But here are the close-ups. So this is page 1. Here's page 2. I think they look super cute. I'm so glad I got to start using this collection, and look at these rub-ons and these close-ups. Oh, they're just so pretty. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out everyone else playing along and stay tuned all month long. Make sure you follow Crystal if you really love the pineapple paper hops because she's doing it every single day. And I will link her in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.